I just wanted to first take a moment to kind of introduce myself, because I know most of Texas organization is from California. And there's some of us from Texas. And I can't tell you how honored I am to be here talking to you guys. I'm a little bit weird in this business. I'm actually second generation. I'm second generation. I wear the ring. I make over $100,000 a year. My father was an NSD in this business. And I got to tell you how great it is to go to the office every day and know that I might see my father. Right? After 30 years, he comes in about 3 times a week. He's kind of retired after he hired me. But one of the important things is I have a different perspective because I grew up with the business. I'm standing in the back of the room right now with my infant, my 4th child. And that was me. When I was young, I was at the back of the room. I grew up on Monday mornings listening to Art Williams. My parents would drag me in. I wasn't even in school yet. And they'd take me out of school. We'd go Monday mornings, we'd listen to Art Williams. And I grew up with that lifestyle. So I appreciate this business. My life is totally different because of the one decision that my father was able to make. And so last night I found myself in the back of the room holding my infant as she started to whine a little bit. And there I was standing against the wall in the back of the leadership meeting with Hector Lamarck, and we just began to talk about the wonderful things that the company's doing for us. And he said, Trevor, will you share what you plan on doing different? Will you share kind of your perspective on all the new things that are happening? And so we talked about the web app, the ability to sit down at a client's kitchen table, do the application, get a response, get an approval immediately. We talked about the $50 IBA and the new licensing direction that they're taking, actually paying the exam for them instead of reimbursing. And we talked about all these wonderful things. And so he asked me to share what I would do different. And the first thing is that I think you've got to actually recognize what's happening for us right now. When I joined the business and I actually decided, my dad never recruited me. I one day went to him and said, what, I think I want to do what you do. And he said, great, I've been waiting for you to ask. And in 1997, when I joined his business, I remember going and sitting in the office, and my mother would come in, she would kind of run the office for me, and she had what's it called, a word processor, right? There was no computer. She would type letters to the home office on a typewriter, a word processor. And I would sit there and I would photocopy the pages of the applications and make sure there were no errors and mail them off to the home office. And I think about where we are today with all the technology. 4 years ago, the things that promised us and where we're going. You've got to recognize that what the company is doing is making it easy for you to succeed. See, all you have to do is work. You don't have to worry about all the crap involved in it anymore, right? It is done for you immediately, and if you will focus on working, things will happen for you. I think, number one, Jerry Ward said that you've got to simplify. Can you get overwhelmed with all the things that we're going this weekend? Absolutely. Can you get sidetracked? Absolutely. This is the time to simplify and go to work. You just need to work. You need to remember the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals are the fundamentals for a reason. That's what we need to focus on. Add all the extras to the business, but make sure that you're not losing focus on what's important. I think the third thing that we need to do is we need to pick up the pace. When I was in high school, I ran cross country. Back when I was in shape and I could actually run the 5 miles. And it was very important at that time that I paced myself. If I started too fast, midway through the race, I felt it, right? If I started too slow, midway through the race, I recognized I was behind. I had to learn to pace myself in order to finish and finish well in that event. But in Primerica, you don't have to do that. There is no reason. Some of you sit there pacing yourself. There is no reason to pace. You need to go as fast as you can go. I do not know one person that died from being overworked in Primerica. I don't know one. Now is the time where you got to take advantage of all the tools that they've given us, and you got to work and you got to pick up the pace and you got to increase your activity level. The last thing I want to share with you is you got to live by example with the activity. But the last thing I want to share with you is I remember a speech from the convention. I've seen it on video. I don't know how many times. It was Hector Lamarck, and he was talking about heroes. How children are heroes become rock stars or athletes, and why not you? Why not you? And that stuck with me because I can stand here before and tell you that my father is absolutely my hero. You got to understand how proud I am of him and how brave he was to sit there and make the decision to try this business. When he was invited to do this, he should have said no. There was no logical reason for him to say, yeah, I want to do that. But you know what? He made the decision, and I'm so proud of him for making that decision. I will never be that person. I can retire my dad, right? But they're always going to remember that he did that first. most of you have the opportunity to be that hero for you and your family. Listen, I love this business, and you want to work it in such a way that your children look at you and say, Dad, I want to do what you do. Or Mom, I want to be a regional president like you. This is the greatest business on the face of the earth, and we need to take advantage of it right now.